Look, Donald Trump isn't as bad as they say he is. He's really only trying to make America great again. The Bible's just a book for people scared to be atheists. Did we land on the moon? I mean, maybe they faking it. The earth could be flat, the presidents could be aliens, and Americans might even be nicer than Canadians. Unpopular opinions got us caught up in the craziness and hating one another, but we're all just humble saints. Someone's always gonna hate you no matter what. Might as well just be yourself and let people think you're stuff. Opinions are like buttholes, everyone got one they cover up. And all you gotta do is follow through when you yelling if you don't give a. I ain't letting anyone piss in my cornflakes. Stay the hell on my face and I will stay out of your way. I know that life is cruel and lately it ain't fair at all. You hate your job, your phone is lost, and feeble men and racist cops. Yeah, I don't care if you're black or white or gay or straight or old or young or smart or dumb or where you're from or what you make. The only thing I care about is living like I'm not afraid of dying while I'm sleeping, so I seize it when I'm still awake. We're so angry. We can't even take a joke. We should really let it go. And be happy. Stop talking to them.
What is up, everybody? What is up? What is up? Hope you guys all having a good evening. So, I'm going to talk about some game controllers in this show tonight. I got a lot of game controllers. I just recently got this new game controller during Amazon Prime. Been using it for a little while, and it's just absolutely terrific. Terrific game controller. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to you a little bit about game controllers. Obviously, there's the wired ones. This is a Logitech one I used a lot. Really good. I've had a lot of different ones. Obviously, old. This one's a Logitech Wingman. I like the Logitech ones a lot, but ultimately lately it's mostly been the Microsoft controllers that have been the go-to, right? They've been the most compatible. They've been the most, the best. I have, other Microsoft controllers. So I've always been kind of like, okay, Microsoft is king. Their controllers just seem to always be compatible because I play a lot of games on the PC. But I recently bought this controller, a Matrix controller. And it actually it connects Bluetooth multiple ways. So depending on if you're wanting to connect it to a Nintendo Switch or some other device, you can connect it Bluetooth, and then you hit a couple of keys on the controller and you can connect it in a different way on a PC that it actually connects as an actual Xbox controller. This one's really cool because I'll just show you the box really quick. This thing absolutely is awesome. It lights up and is RGB and has a really cool Gundam style design on it. It's a pro style controller, buttons on the back. I'm going to show you the actual controller. So this is the actual controller right here. This controller is it just feels so premium. And this is not no vinyl. This isn't any kind of cheap, where somebody just tried to take a controller and a regular Microsoft controller. That's where I think Microsoft is falling down. Microsoft doesn't have enough really good controllers that are really, done properly. Now people might be saying, oh, you know what? That's going to cost me a lot of money. Why would I want to do that? This is a rechargeable controller, by the way. I bought it on sale for $18. $18 for this pro style controller. Its normal retail is $35 to $40. On the Matrix site, this controller is $39.99, which is actually really good because on sale, this controller, which did not come with a rechargeable battery from Microsoft, was close to $55. So, in other words, I still have to order a wireless control. I still have to order a rechargeable controller for that. This already has the rechargeable battery built into it, and the battery just lasts a long time. I've checked out how long this thing lasts. I cannot believe it. So let's go ahead and light it up so you guys can kind of see it light up, right? And it really, when it's dark, all of this right here, just lights up. The Gundam like robot on it. It's just really, really, really nice, and it feels really premium in my hand. The Bluetooth, if you follow the directions in the paperwork, the Bluetooth, setting it up to your machine, it connects great, and I've found that it never has lost my Bluetooth connection. It's always kept an absolutely terrific connection, and it works just wonderful. I'm having a really fun time playing a lot of games, not to mention compatibility. So the other thing is compatibility. So I've played this with a ton of actual PC games. I've played it with a ton of emulated games from tons of consoles. It's worked on every single one. If it's set to run on a Xbox controller, it's going to run with this controller. Absolutely insane how well this controller works. The responsiveness, the sticks, everything feel great at this price point. I don't think you could get a much better costing controller than this one. And during this show tonight, we're also going to talk about different handheld devices. And I'm going to talk about some details on why I have the opinion I do on certain handheld devices. But this is absolutely phenomenal. Mitrix needs to come out with more controllers that have more nice sci-fi designs like this, so that because a lot of their designs are kind of kiddish, bright, different bubblegummy, I should say, in my opinion, pink and light blues and things like that. When this controller right here is the only one that in my opinion, has a really nice look to it. Not to mention, it's clear, it's translucent. So I mean, the lights shine through everything on it. It's remarkable, the translucence of this controller. When you look at the plastic is translucent through there. So that's really important when you're looking at a RGB controller, if you want the controller to really look nice and everything. So I'm not sure what you guys think about that controller personally, but I think it was an absolute terrific buy. So even if you're paying full retail price for that controller, and I'm not making any money on this controller. I'm not making any money by telling you about this controller. It's just something I bought. And I've had for a little while, and I decided, you know what, I should let people know that this is a controller that does actually sync up as an Xbox controller on your PC. Another reason why I am not a fan of the consoles have a little bit more trouble syncing up your any controller that's not official Microsoft. So a controller like this, if it hasn't been deemed official from Microsoft, it may not actually sync up properly. Now, I haven't tried this on an actual Xbox to let you know if it does sync on an Xbox. So full disclosure there, I don't know if it does, but all I can tell you is it runs phenomenal on my PC, and I'm having a terrific time with it. And you can see these specs here. I'm not really going to go over all of this detailed jargon about, auto manual turbo functions. That's different things in games. The Aura RGB multi-lighting modes, adjustable vibration, the 6-axis gyro sensor motion. It's got a 3.5mm headphone jack on the headphones as well that would go through the Bluetooth. So that's a nice feature. Ergonomic design, obviously. It comes with a 1-year warranty. So this is, if you can find these on sale, I've seen them, like I said, I bought mine for about $18. You can find them at the $25 to $35 level pretty regularly. So keep an eye out for the sales on that if you're interested in one of these controllers. That's the Mitrix Zero Kirin controller. Mitrix sells a lot of other equipment, so I've been really interested, and you can see how these are a lot of them. I did like, I watched a review on this gold one. This gold one actually, when I saw it on camera, in video, it looked way better than it does in this photo right here. So I've been really thinking about maybe grabbing one of those as another controller, since this one has worked out so well. It's going to be the same insides as far as the same workings. It's just going to be a different look. So that might work out really well for me. So you guys, if you're a gamer, if you're into controllers are super important, and we all like to be able to keep from having to pay an exorbitant amount for a controller, where the controllers end up being super expensive. If you got a kid or something, something like this one with this color scheme might be nice for a little girl or whatnot. It depends on the person. Obviously everybody has their different likes and dislikes as far as what they would prefer in the looks category when it comes to the controllers. But we're going to really dive into some information about handheld consoles, because I think there's a misconception out there about some consoles, and people need to be aware of some of the information to let you know properly about what you want and why you would want it. The Mitrix custom controllers are terrific, so definitely keep those in your ideas and plans if that's, if you're looking for something controller wise. They're awesome. I hope you guys are all having a good evening. Let's see what we got. Anybody in the chat? Does anybody have any questions controller wise on what I was showing? Because these particular ones are being advertised as Nintendo Switch. They are PC, Android, and iOS, obviously. So I was really surprised when I got it that it actually did sync up. It actually had a button combination for you to, if you sync it when you first get it Bluetooth wise, it won't sync as a Xbox controller, but if you press the buttons correctly and do the directions correctly, it syncs up as an Xbox controller. So that's something I think is really important as far as getting that compatibility. And again, I'm still a big fan of the Xbox controllers because of their compatibility, and they do work really well. That's why I have quite a few of those, and Logitech controllers are pretty good as well. But what I found is this is the one I'm using now, and I'm not using any other controllers at the moment. This is the only controller I'm using, and it's just absolutely working fabulous. But let's go ahead and get into talking about some of the consoles and so on, because I really wanted to talk about consoles. And the Steam Deck is a very popular device, terrific device, not knocking the Steam Deck, but I really want people to know some differences, what the differences are. People don't really do a deep dive into some of the real differences in some of these handhelds. The handheld market is blowing up. If you guys don't know, it's absolutely blowing up. Lots of handhelds coming out, from Asus to Lenovo to a new one. A new one was just announced from Zotac. And the main processor these guys are using is that new AMD processor, the Z1 Extreme, and that's an absolute excellent processor. What you need to know though is the processor that's in the Steam Deck is a customized Zen 2 architecture processor that is not the same. Okay, what they also are doing is running a Linux-based OS on the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck, while being a unit that can run a lot of things, including a lot of emulation, including a lot of games, it's not 100% compatible with your entire Steam library. So what does that mean to you? Let's go ahead and go over some of the facts. And this is, when I did my research, this is why I decided not to get a Steam Deck. I decided to go a different route. The other thing is obviously there's different things like screen and etc. The interface, people like better on the Steam Deck. The interface is a little easier and better to use. A lot of people say that. let's go ahead and talk about this Arch Linux. It's running that. So it's not running a Windows-based OS. What that means for you is a lot of your Windows-based games are not compatible with the OS. So that's first and foremost. What that means to you is you may have an issue with a game or a reliability issue. If the game hasn't been written to be also have a Linux version or a Linux compatible version of the game, it's not going to run right. Linux does not run, nor will it probably ever run all of its titles under the SteamOS because the SteamOS is Linux. The SteamOS, then some people argue, well, you can run this and that emulation, you can run x86 emulation, which is what they're doing. So they're not running the games natively, which loses you a lot of performance. So for those games that are Linux based, they run absolutely great because Linux is a very low overhead OS. It actually is a really good OS that runs very, very fast. So I'm not going to knock Linux in any way. I'm just saying if you want a device that's going to be the most compatible and run more games and more things and do more things, you might have to take a little bit of a trade-off for the the ability for the actual interface. Because I mean, let's face it, a device that does more is going to have a little more complicated interface. I'm sorry. And if you're not used to running Windows with a mouse and keyboard at this point, yeah, I'm sorry for you. But let's go ahead and move on to the next information. Does the Steam, how many games do you have in your library? Okay, so this was like, do all Steam games work on Linux? So it says, not yet, but we're getting there. Okay, the simple answer is no, and frankly will probably never be the case. So this was a year ago, and a lot of technical information, DRM, anti-cheat stuff, etc., why that wouldn't necessarily happen. And that's, real, honest to goodness information why a lot of games will possibly not be ever come to the SteamOS. Especially if they're older games and they were made for Windows, and if proper emulation isn't able to run them, then you're going to have some issues. But one of my big issues is performance. So the SteamOS, while it runs most games pretty well, there are those handful of really high-end games that you can do a little better if you're running the Windows version of the game. The Steam Deck runs a customized AMD APU with 4-core 8-thread CPU. So what that means is when they made the Steam Deck, what they did was they went to AMD and they did a contract with AMD to make a processor for their handheld device. This particular processor was made, and it's only made for the Steam Deck. It's not made for anything else. It's not the same processor you're going to find in anything else. It was specifically made for the Steam Deck. They came up with a price versus what the AMD was able to give them. Steam had a price in mind, just like Nintendo has done with the Switch, by the way, to keep the price down enough so that they could give just enough performance to their customers so the device can run the major games that they want it to run. And that's what happened with the Steam Deck and the processor in the Steam Deck. The new Steam Deck, the OLED one that came out, that was more of a refresh. They didn't really upgrade the performance. While the new ROG Ally X, which is too expensive, by the way, is a performance increase because it did increase the RAM, which increased memory going into the video portion of it. But let's talk about the processor that's in the ROG Ally as well as the Legion Go, which I actually like the Legion Go better myself. But these Windows-based handhelds that run Windows are capable of so many more things. The ROG Ally runs Windows 11 and it uses AMD Zen 4 processor called the Z1 and Z1 Extreme. So if you get the lower end one, the Z1, you're going to get a little bit lower performance. It's not going to be as fast or as good as your Z1 Extreme when it comes to the gaming. That's self-explanatory. Higher processor, more expensive, more performance. The biggest thing is this is Zen 4 architecture. The graphics capabilities and the capabilities in Zen 4 are way more than Zen 2, which Zen 2 is what's in the Steam Deck. So a lot of people don't realize how old of architecture they're buying. Like when you get a Nintendo Switch, that's really, really old technology today. Nintendo Switch still only runs at 720p technology when it comes to the resolution of the games. So that's a really downside for people. So the ROG Ally price is $499. When you look at the Steam Deck, you've got Steam Decks that are $399. The base ROG Ally has been at $399. Just the other day when I did a video, it was at $399. It fluctuates on sale all the time. While the Steam Deck, obviously $399, $549, $649 for these different Steam Deck models that are here with these different specifications. And it's a good device. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Steam Deck is a bad device. By all means, it's way better than something like, in my opinion, than something like a Nintendo Switch. I would rate it very highly as far as a handheld gaming device. I've got a ton of Steam games in my library, and Steam games are terrific. The Steam platform is terrific. I've done Steam since like over 12, 13 years or something like that. So that's important for everybody to know. I just wanted to kind of go over things. I really like the Legion Go. Honestly, the Legion Go has had some great stuff from the fan base, putting out some additional things to make it better. It's the only device that you can actually take the controllers off the side. You can turn it up and down. So you can play long ways games on it. So when it comes to gaming, there's a lot to know about all these devices. It's not a one size fits all. Not every device is for every person. Everybody's got to look at all the differences and decide what's going to be best for them when it comes down to it. I like all of these devices. I think they're all good. At the same time, what I didn't put in here was the Nintendo Switch, because I'm not a Nintendo fan. But I know there's a lot of Nintendo fans, right? But also, Nintendo just gets upset with people saying anything about Nintendo in YouTube videos. So that's part of the reason why I'm not really going down the Nintendo rabbit hole too much when it comes to these things. I just wanted to kind of go over that stuff a little bit so people kind of knew what I was talking about when it comes to, the gaming consoles. For those of you who didn't get to see about the controller, that's the controller I was talking about. The RGB, the workings, the way it runs is smooth, really, really smooth. I highly recommend one of these controllers for you. And if you're in the market for a controller, go ahead and definitely check it out, because that's a great option for your gaming. It looks really sharp. They got other styles as well, so depending on what kind of style you want, that will be obviously up to you what kind of style you choose. Let's see, checking the chat here for anybody chatting. Hope everybody's doing great tonight. Wanted to jump on and give another video. I'm going to start doing some more video live streams, and I'm going to start pushing out some more edited content. It's been far too long since I've been doing anything on YouTube, and there's just not a lot of people doing a lot of good tech information out there, whether you like the information or not. There's something for everybody out there, so just go ahead and check out things. I want to talk more about things like handheld gaming devices and game controllers and stuff like that. I kind of think the streaming box thing is kind of played out. I think that, like I said in my last stream, I kind of think that that's kind of gotten to a point to where, We you know, how should I put it? They've reached a peak. I'm really thinking that these streaming devices can't do a lot more when it comes to streaming. The fact that I think live TV and DVRing, I think is dying. Cable TV is dying. Everything's going to streaming. Everything's going to on-demand content. Absolutely no reason to waste your time watching live TV with commercials. If you still are, you need to rethink that option. You need to try to think about going ahead and doing something a little smarter and watching what you want when you want to watch it and being in control of your watching instead of letting the TV channels be in control of what you can watch. That's my view on it. Hopefully, more people have that view, and I think they do, considering what I've seen happening in the TV market. Cable companies are losing subscribers left and right. TV companies are losing, losing viewership. Most of the content I watch is streaming from streaming platforms and not TV channels anymore, which is absolutely nuts. When I went and I tried to look over a list of the recent shows that I watch, it was absolutely mind-boggling to me. The shows that were available only on streaming platforms and aren't broadcast on a TV channel that I watch. I was like, wow, this is, what a transition from 3-4 years ago. Just in a few years, we've transitioned into a place where, streaming TV is, where the stuff that most people want to watch is, and broadcast TV doesn't really have a lot, which means that your cable TV and satellite TV has to be supplemented with streaming services, unfortunately, or you just completely go to streaming and on demand. And live TV, like I said, I think is going to die, except for like sports and news. I think most people aren't going to be watching a lot of live channels. They're going to be streaming what they want when they want to watch it. I also wanted to talk a little bit about Plex tonight, because Plex is a it's a big subject. Plex has been around a long time. They're very polished. Their apps work well. It's easy to share with people. You can create your own Plex for free. You don't have to buy a Plex Pass. The free Plex actually works just fine. I used it for years before I finally did buy a Plex Pass. Didn't have any problem with it. A couple of the features in Plex Pass are nice, but they're not completely necessary if you want to do Plex. And make yourself a little server. There's tons of ways you can make a server on tons of devices. Whatever device you use and how you do your server, that's really up to you at the end of the day, because we all have different shows and different movies and things that we like to watch. We don't all watch the same things. But I will share with you how I have my Plex set up. And it's not set up in any, particularly, I think, unique way. It is, I think, pretty well organized. I'm always working on new sections. I've got a stand-up comedy section I want to work on, and I'm definitely going to be working on adding some sports sections. That's the next thing for me, is to get into adding some UFC, boxing, as well as NFL football, little clips and videos, and things like that for those sections, which are pretty cool. So what we'll do is, let's go over here. So I'm going to log into my Plex. Here I am. And so you can see here, I did organize it so for myself, so I know which ones I wanted on the top down. I have a holiday movies and holiday TV shows sections done for Christmas, Halloween, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Treehouse of Horror. These are in my collections. If you go to the complete library, then obviously there's a complete library. It's a very big Plex. That's just holiday stuff. But obviously at the very top, I got new movies, which these are the newest movies that I've currently gotten recently. So there's new movies. So if you want to watch one of the newest movies that has come out, if I've gotten it yet, it will be in here. New TV episodes. So these are new TV episodes that I've gotten. So these are the newest TV shows that are in my library. If I go to the library, you can see full list of the TV shows. Um, yeah, and you go to movies. There's like almost 5,000 in here in under just straight movies, and then there's animated movies. Uh, you know, not a lot in there. 277 in the animated movies section. But then there's TV shows. And there's 655 TV series in here. There is animated TV. There's 129 TV series under animated TV. So there's a lot there. Huge music collection. Right now, 353 artists in here. So a very big music collection. As far as music videos go, I have some customized by year, independent artists, and Yellow Wolf, Tom McDonald, Adam Calhoun, some stuff in there that I just grabbed some videos off YouTube of those guys to throw in. Stand-up comedy I'm working on, and like I said, I'm going to be doing a sports section for on here as well. So I think anybody who's doing a Plex probably should have a separate library that's just for their new movies and the new TV series that they've added recently, and then have a separate section for all of their TV and movies and everything. So a lot of people are like, well, I want it all separated into box sets. I want genres, and then they have a bunch of libraries in here. I don't do it that way because the way Plex really wants you to do it is with the collections. So like I have a Die Hard collection, DC Studio collection, classic movies collection that are older movies, horror movies, Marvel, Rob Zombie, Rocky, Star Wars. So collections are the way that Plex kind of wants you to do it. Instead of having a bunch of box sets here, you can totally make folders and do it. The way I did mine is if you go ahead and switch it up, switch the view. So if I go to library and I go here and I'll go to folders, you're going to see my folders are all done by year. So if I want to find a movie specifically, and I did it this way because when I was building my Plex, I was actually going year by year, getting the movies that I wanted from each year when I built the Plex, so that all of it's in years. And then, obviously TV shows, different story. If you go to my TV shows and go to library and go to folders, I did do that by genres. So I do have, well, it's not going to show genres there. But I did do a lot of my TV shows by genre when I did it. But the way I added the TV shows in here, the folders don't actually show up that way. That's why I have collections here for comedy, classic, apocalypse, AI movie or TV series, Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate. So there's a bunch of collections. So the collections are kind of how Plex wants you to do it. And you can do what's called a smart collection. So what happens is you can do a smart collection, and when things get added that should go into that collection, to your Plex, they'll automatically be added into that collection. So that's a really, really cool thing. When you add collections, I might do a separate video on how to do collections in Plex, because that is a really cool thing to be able to do. And I think a lot of people could benefit from that with the organization of their content in collections. So if I wanted to go into one of these sections like sci-fi, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to find all the sci-fi in this collection. So that's really cool. And same thing for if I want to bring up any Stargate series or superhero shows. So I've got all superheroes in here, and type TV series. So these are superhero TV series. So you know, if it has to do with superheroes, it's usually going to be in that collection. So it just makes it nice to go to the collections and find stuff that way. Obviously, the recommended section is nice that Plex builds for you. It gives you recommended stuff to watch based on what you've been watching. I recently been watching this show, Bad Monkey. It's pretty good. I think they're up to episode 3 right now. So that's terrific. When it comes to new TV shows that are currently out right now, there's just not a lot out to watch. I mean, there's really not a lot on TV, in my opinion, at the moment. So, you know, it just depends on what you're into. Let me see what if anybody's saying anything in the chat here. Kenneth Mullen. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing? We got 6 concurrent viewers. So yeah, I was showing off this controller. I think it's a really good controller is a great addition to anybody's gaming. Everybody should have a good controller, and I just thought I'd let people know these aren't priced bad, and they're really good quality controllers. The Mitrix controller. So that was the controller that I had bought, and I showed people in the camera a little bit ago what it looked like. So, you know, it's, again, you know, for those of you who want a nice controller, this has some nice RGB. This is not a vinyl or nothing. This is not coming off. This is, you know, like in the plastic. When you put your finger over it, it's perfectly smooth. There is no print. This is not like printed. So, it's you know, you don't feel any texture over you know, the Gundam under the Gundam robot. There's no texture. I mean, it's completely smooth. So, you know, that's, in my opinion, is pretty darn nice. Let's see, where are we at? $37. So does anybody have any questions for me on any of this stuff I was talking about? And if you want some more detailed help on anything, you know, you can always join the Telegram group. It's in the description of this stream, and you can definitely get more information. I have some videos over there in Telegram that I can't put on YouTube as well. More showing how I get some of my content, also showing some stuff with streaming boxes and so on. So if you're interested in that stuff, definitely go check out the videos I have in the Telegram, and you know, might help you out. If it does, cool. Doing this all for free. Like I said, there's no affiliate link. I'm not making any money off this controller by telling you guys about it. I bought it hoping that it was going to be a good controller. It turned out to be way better than I thought it was going to be, and I am super happy with it. So I'm hoping that you guys might be happy with it as well. If you decide and need a controller, go for it. $40. I bought it for $18 on sale for Amazon Prime Day. During the holidays, there's probably going to be some sales out there, so keep your eyes open on that. You might find a great deal out there. Let's see. We got 5 concurrent viewers. If anybody wants to come on and give their point of view There is a Meets link for anybody to go ahead and come on live and give a point of view on the controller or on a Plex or on a handheld gaming device. All opinions and views are welcome. Nothing here is going to matter as far as your opinion is your opinion, and I'm not going to bash you for it. You're more than willing to come on and state how you feel about a certain thing, uh, and go from there. Because we're trying to be cool over here. No drama. Having some fun. Kicking back. Enjoying the evening. And just talking about tech. That's all we are doing over in here. No problems at all. Yeah, again, so yeah, I mean, when it comes to Plex, there's a lot to it. My Plex server runs on a Dell i7 7th gen PC. That's what I'm running it off of. I'm currently I turned off the hardware transcoding to see how it would work. Multiple people run. So if you're, obviously still even today, if you were to get one of those machines, a couple of $100 will get you one of those computers. And you can put a full-size hard drive in there, put a 16 terabyte or whatever you want, put yourself a bunch of content. And those hard drives, I recently was looking on Walmart, as a matter of fact. That's another thing too. I was going to tell people Walmart, right? Walmart is becoming, for me, better than Amazon. I'm really not liking Amazon, and I'm getting stuff quicker from Walmart in the mail. I recently got, which I should do a video on it. We recently got a treadmill with voice activation and everything for an absolutely great price on Walmart. Terrific. You always got to shop around. Not every deal is going to be the best, but so like if I look up 12 terabyte hard drive, right? So if you're just looking for something to store your movies and stuff, that's a pretty good size to get going with, and $90 for brand new 3-year warranty. For this Max Digital, which these are not made by Max Digital. This is actually probably made by Seagate, to be honest, but absolutely terrific deal. It looks like they got one over here, which is also even a little cheaper. But I can tell you, these things are coming to me really, really fast, and I'm not having a lot of lag on shipping or delivery. I would definitely recommend you look up all the websites. Like if you're looking for tech, check Newegg, check Walmart, check Amazon, check eBay. Don't be pigeonholed into just one site. Always look at all your options before you buy. I know that that's been helping me. Recently, I bought a few items. I was on Amazon. I was thinking, I'm going to order this and this and this. And then I looked, actually found a better deal and was able to get it quicker from Walmart on some items like socks, right? So, just normal everyday things. And they did for the same brand, the same item, and I even got a bigger pack for cheaper money. So you always got to shop around to try to get your best deals on this stuff, because you never know where the best deal could come from, when it comes down to it. And that's bottom line. So these hard drives, I mean, look at this, an actual Western Digital UltraStar for $337.74. I mean, when you're looking at stuff like this, that's getting pretty pricey when you're considering here's a brand new drive right here for $90. I mean, it's really hard. 3-year warranty. It says it's for surveillance. It's not. You can do anything you want to with it. Surveillance, what is surveillance? Well, that means it records videos, right? You can put videos on this. These are going to work absolutely fine for you to be able to put your videos on for a Plex server. So if you want something, you know, to get some cheap storage, you can definitely go down that road, and you're not going to be losing any performance. The performance is absolutely fine from those drives as well, so it's going to run fine. Um, you know, I want you to notice something when you look at this. Right here's the EXOS. Look at that big old round thing right there. Look how the corners are curved. I also want you to look at this picture. So are they just going to show the, will they, no, they don't have a picture. When I look at the picture of the back of the drive, you can actually see, like when you look at this, and then you go back up here and you look at this picture, look at that round thing, look at the corners rounded, the round thing in the corner. And then when you look at the back of the drive, you can look at the circuit board, and then you match that up. Even the code here, you match this stuff up with the, with Seagate, and it's identical. So this company's not I already looked into it. I mean, these companies, it's considered like a white label, what used to be called a white label drive. And these companies are actually not making the hard drive. But these hard drives are drives that are just overstock, extra drives that Seagate needed to get rid of. And so, you know, we're able to get a great deal. Great deals on drives right there. You can find pretty much that same price on eBay as well. I think you might get it a little quicker coming from Walmart. But always shop around. You never know. You might find a better deal somewhere else instead of there. So hopefully everybody's having a great night tonight. I know I am. Thought I'd come on here and just talk about a controller and talk about some fun stuff with you. Have a couple of minutes to just chill out this evening and just enjoy the night. Let's see, anybody else saying anything? No, not too much. Is that my controller for Plex? Oh, well, it could be. It could be. I mean, you could use that controller with an Android box, and you could control it to do Plex. No, but I play games with that controller. So, in a future video, I will actually show like kind of go over some gaming emulation stuff. I won't play any games because I don't want to get any copyright strikes, but I will show what the front end looks like. I will show some details on some launch box information and so on, in the future, as well as there's some more detailed stuff I'm going to be doing when it comes to some networking information for all of you, so that all of you can kind of understand why I'm doing my setup the way I am. When I'm done using a PC-based handheld, I'm going to actually be able to open Launchbox with all my games without having any of the games on my handheld, at least in my home on my network here, which is going to be a terrific thing. So my network will be holding the games, can even hold my my Steam games as well. So I don't have to have the Steam games necessarily on that device, but the Steam games with the saved game information going from my desktop gaming PC to my handheld PC, it's all seamless because they're all the same and the same OS. So compatibility and seamless transitioning is important in my opinion. Not to mention, I mean, if you want to run Android stuff, you can easily run any number of many Android emulators on these handheld PCs, and as soon as you open that up, you basically have a handheld Android device that you can actually run whatever Android thing you want to run, whether it be a third-party app or whether it be a legitimate Android app to play whatever kind of video or music you might want to play on your handheld. So you got a lot of flexibility when it comes to all of that. It does, they do a little bit more, but again, like I said earlier, for you to be able to do more, the item has to be a little more complicated. The interface has to probably be a little more complicated because it actually does more things. So there's more options, more buttons, more stuff that does different things. So that's something to be aware of when it comes to different handhelds and different devices. So hopefully I was pretty clear on all of that information. I know it's a lot to take in and it's a lot of technical, gibberish and jargon for a lot of people. Hopefully everybody's doing great. I'm going to head on off now, and I'm going to see you guys in the next show, the next video that I decide to do. I'm going to try to schedule it a little more ahead of time next time so people know that the show is coming, so that more people can be, coming and checking it out. Or if it's about something you're not interested in, maybe you're just not interested in game controllers or handheld gaming devices, then don't watch this show. I mean, that's what I do on YouTube. If I see a YouTuber that I like and they're doing a show about something I'm not interested in, I generally don't watch it. So, and there's no offense to me, I'm not making any money on this. My channel currently is not monetized. So, I'm just hopping on here for fun, trying to share some knowledge and give people a little free information. So next time, maybe I'll have something interesting that you might enjoy. Maybe I won't, but I'll be talking. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk about stuff that interests me, and if it interests other people, good. If not, then that's fine too. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next show. Have a great one.